Hey guys, this is Lex here from Bored at Work, and today we're going to go into a full hands-on review of the new Windows Phone 8.1 update. Now we've done a couple videos on it so far, but now we're going to go deep inside the operating system, all the new bells and whistles, all the feature sets that have been added, and to see how you can interact with the device now in different ways due to the update. So starting off, we're going to go from the front and pretty much go to the back. We're going to go from the home screen, the new notification system, and go deep into the settings and how you can definitely adjust the phone in ways that you haven't been able to before. So what we're going to do here now is start off with the notification bar, because it's one of the most exciting new features I waited for such a long time for Windows Phone. So we're going to scroll down here, and as you can see now, you have your AT&T icons. Now you have your battery percentage up here. I'm at 87% now, and you also have the date. That actually goes away once you scroll it up, so you're only able to see the percentage once you scroll down. It's a very good feature. As you can see here, you have your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your quiet hours, and rotation lock. Now these are toggles very similar to Android, and you can actually customize these in settings, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now what happens is, this is one of my notifications that I have here. Now this is very new. All notifications for messages, email, Facebook, they show up in this notification bar. Okay, so you can actually swipe that away, as you can see there, which is very cool to have. And there is an all settings button, which I'm just going to press to show where it goes. So going back to the home screen, you have this new tile-based format for your home screen. As you can see now, I have a wallpaper in the background. There's a very parallax effect when scrolling. It's probably the coolest way they could have implemented the wallpaper. A lot of people wanted a solid background. It just wouldn't work with a tile-based format. But now the background, and it's only able to be utilized in certain apps. It depends on the API of the app and whether they have a custom theme or they just go with the theme of your device. Developers will definitely change that with time, but I'm very happy with the integration now. It seems very smooth. There's no hiccups, and there's a beta, so you guys really can't be too disappointed with the way it works. Now this actually can be changed in settings, so I'm actually going to go there now. You go to your new start theme here, and as you can see, there is a choose your photo background. Now you can utilize your camera roll, downloads you've had previously, and that's how you actually change the background. Scrolling up here, this is the new tile-based format that I discussed before. Now you can turn it off, and I'm not going to do that now because it kind of jumbles all the icons that you set up. I have it set up in a way that I like it now, but you turn it off and it goes back to the normal view of 2 columns, but now with this option you have 3. Going back to the home screen. And that's pretty much it for the home screen and its differences. The notification bar and these things right here. So I'm actually going to scroll over, and again, this is pretty much the same. Scrolling's, I mean, it couldn't be any faster than it was, but it seems like it. Maybe because I'm on a Nokia device, but this is very streamlined. You can actually tap this here. You guys know about that feature, so that's cool to go. And as you can see here, I have a tile with Cortana. Now, she's one of the major enhancements to the operating system. You have Google now and Siri, but now we have Cortana, which is Windows Phone's voice assistant. So I'm actually going to click Cortana now, and she brings me up to getting things ready. And as you can see here with Cortana, you have various information that's provided for you. When you first start up Cortana, like I've said before, she asks you various things about yourself, what your interests, what places you like to go and eat at. It's very intricate, and over time, she actually adapts to your search results. Cortana is very cool, guys. I mean, once you get your hands on it, you realize that it's very different than other voice assistants. She's actually ubiquitous throughout the operating system. There's certain searches that you can see before. Check out our other links below for the other videos on Cortana versus Siri, and see how she actually interacts with the operating system, and how she reminds you in certain areas that you would really not see in other operating systems. But going forward, we're actually going to go on a tab here. And as you can see, this is the section that I talked about previously, where you can add things about yourself. You can always have access to it. You can change things like that. So that's always cool to have. And you still have the same notification for the usual Windows Phone. And as you can see here, I'm going to scroll, and your notification is right there. And if you don't want to see it, you just swipe it away. So that's how it works with Cortana. Now, you can actually type in your results. Google now does this, but Siri does not. So that's always convenient to have. Everyone doesn't want stuff spoken to them in public, and vice versa. But Cortana, she works well. I'm actually going to do one search result just to show you how she works. Open Foursquare.
Okay, starting Foursquare.
So as you can see, she works pretty well. Very quick result. But going back to the home screen, Cortana actually pushes information to you via the live tile It's breaking news, things that you picked before. So it's really nice to have on the home screen. As you can see, once that flips back over, she actually animates a little bit. She kind of glows, so that's cool to have. So let's actually go to settings now. Now, you know what? Actually, we're going to go to messaging now. There are so many changes here. You guys really have to give it a chance. Now, we wanted this for a while. The keyboard that is on Microsoft is standard. You really can't change that. But now we have the ability to use swipe. So that's always cool. You can definitely still type. Windows Phone has one of the best keyboards out there. But having the swipe option really speeds things up. And it really takes about a day to get used to that. So we're actually going to go back here and go now. We're officially going to go to settings. Now this is probably the most intricate part of the update. You will see changes throughout this whole list of options. So we're going to go back to the start theme. And the colors are the same. So if you have a certain carrier, they might adjust that for you. Photos and the tiles. So that's the first change. Ringtones and sounds. That's pretty much the same. You can actually customize the sounds for your camera and system alerts. And you can actually go to manage. And it's very deep. You can pick what apps, what they hear, things like that. And this is the notification toggle for your bar that I talked about before. You can actually change that, and it gives you various options like project my screen, quiet hours, location, camera, and things like that. So we're going to go back again, go back again. If you guys haven't realized, the actual transitions from moving throughout certain menus to the system is a little bit different. It's faster. Windows Phone has always been fast with those, but again, it's more refined and more streamlined than it was before. Go to email accounts. Now, this is the good part about email. You can customize the way your email comes in via push manually, the hours or 2 hours, or there's a new option. So I'm actually going to get out of here and go to mail, go to settings, and go to sync settings. And there's a new option called based on my usage. This is cool. So over time, it'll see how often you use your email. And depending on how your usage rate, it'll either do push manually or just not do it at all, which is very cool to have. I have this set for all my email. My battery life has definitely been helped out because of it. Battery life with the new update is sporadic. Depending on what device you have, you won't get the same use that you had before, so be wary of that. The battery life that you had on Windows Phone 8 is not apparent. Again, this is beta, so it isn't optimized completely well. But with this option, it does help because I have various email accounts, and this is just does a bunch for me in terms of that. So we're actually going to go back to settings and go back out. And you have your signature, and you always download full messages, image options, things like that. So nothing really different but that in email, but that's a huge feature. Oh. Go back to settings. Here we go. So now we're going to go to internet sharing. Same as it was before. Be sure that you have this option because tethering pretty much serves a lot of data. So, but it works well, especially on Windows Phone. I've always had the best amount of speeds on Windows Phone devices with internet sharing. So be wary of that, guys. Now we're going to go to the lock screen. So this is the beta version of Windows Phone 8.1. Now there are changes coming to the lock screen. They just aren't apparent in this version yet. If you guys can check the press conference videos, there are ways that you can customize the way it opens, information that's shown to it. That's not here yet, so when that's available, we'll show it to you guys, but for right now, that is just not going to be there. Notifications and actions. So you can toggle that there. Email accounts, same. Just going through the various speeds here. Notifications. So, you can actually have the option here to show notifications in the Action Center when the phone is locked. That's pretty cool to have. You don't want people having access to your information. This 0.1 update is more like a 0.5 or a 1 version update. The 0.1 title is probably just to go and have a ubiquitous version for all their systems via desktop, mobile, and tablet. But overall, it's definitely cool to have. Wi-Fi. Now, the big thing here is Wi-Fi Sense. This gives you full control of how you access Wi-Fi. Now, going to certain areas like Starbucks, certain areas that provide free Wi-Fi, they have to get access to your information, and that's the key thing here. Now, in terms of privacy, if you log in, I mean, that's all on you. You really can't complain about that. But with the new Wi-Fi Sense, you can give them fake credentials. This is genius by Microsoft. So it actually had a fake number by default. I guess they have a list of numbers that they have. And then I put in Bob, the generic name, in terms of when I log in to certain services like Starbucks, and then let's say I go to a Dunkin' Donuts or something and they provide Wi-Fi. This is the information they'll get. They won't get your real number and they won't get your real email address or name. This does wonders for privacy, and I feel like this should be a trend in the upcoming smartphone industry. Going back here, now there's also geolocation. You can actually share your Wi-Fi networks with certain friends that you have in your contacts via Skype, Facebook, or Outlook. Not too many people use Outlook, but if you have a Windows phone, you'll have it. So you should probably start adopting that service. Facebook friends, that's definitely a cool one. Facebook just released a nearby feature with their system, but this is baked into the operating system itself. And there's also a geolocation feature where if you go into, let's say, a location that's designated as your home, your Wi-Fi will automatically connect where you go. Now that's a pretty cool concept, and in practice it works well. I've had no issues with that. But the Wi-Fi controlling with the new update is pretty much top tier. I really don't see any other operating system doing what Windows Phone is doing with Wi-Fi Sense. Going back, airplane mode, Bluetooth, I'm not going to go through those. They're the same. Kids Corner was adopted in Windows Phone 8. Battery saver, here we go. Now, battery life remaining, now the information is more pushed up to you, like 81%. It give you a bar. Estimated time remaining, Windows Phone has always been great with that. Now you can do certain options where when battery's low, the battery saver mode comes on. Now until next charge, or always, which you really wouldn't want to do. But let's say you're low on battery. Let's say you're at 40% and you just want to save it throughout the day. That option would be available to you. Now usage. Now this is pretty much a span view of what amount of power certain apps are taking. Cortana is usually always number one. She takes a heavy amount of power. I'm okay with that. Cortana adds a great amount of functionality to the device, so I'm willing to sacrifice battery life for her. Hulu Plus is my next one, but you can actually disable which apps you want utilizing the amount of battery. So let's, for example, go to Twitter, because I'm always on Twitter. You can actually say allow this app to run in the background even when battery saver is on, or you can do allow app to run in the background. These are options that are necessary to make the experience on your phone personal. This has definitely advanced my experience with the Windows Phone. I get the amount of battery life that I want with the certain apps that I want with this option. I'm actually going to turn that on because I'm a Twitter junkie. I actually should have had that on already. So go to settings here, and again you get back to this option. Data sense. Now this is pretty much standard throughout the mobile industry. You have ability to set limits on your data limit. You can do one time, monthly, or unlimited. I mean, this is very intricate, guys. I mean, you're really not going to find this anywhere else. Automatic browser savings, high, standard, off. Now these are already set optimized pieces to the operating system. You would have to trust how they do that, but I'm pretty sure when it's standard, they'll be pretty low, high. They'll do what it takes to make sure you're not spending heavy amounts of data on your data plan. You also have the option to restrict background data when roaming and restrict background data in general. Okay, brightness is pretty much the same. With Nokia devices, the brightness is great, and the clear black technology, I really recommend you guys get a Nokia device with the new Windows Phone 8.1 update. It just looks beautiful. Going to storage sense. Now that gives you a little bit of a better view of your data. Now I have about 4.73 gigs used, 9 available to me. This is 16 gigs of storage. Now this version doesn't have an SD card slot, but if you did, it would show up here showing you how much memory you had there as well. Find my phone, project my screen. Now this is a very cool new feature. Now with certain accessories, you're able to project the display on your Windows Phone to, let's say, your Samsung TV. It's universal depending on what kind of TV you have. I haven't been able to do this yet. I don't have the accessory necessary, but think about it in a Chromecast sense where you have something on your phone and then you kind of just broadcast it to your device. Now this is baked into the operating system, so that's always convenient to have. One less step to take. Now backing, let's go to Find My Phone actually. Always use push notifications to commands and apps on my phone. There's actually a website that Microsoft has for Windows Phone that you can actually see your phone, log in, delete accessories, things like that. So this is very good to have. It helps with stolen phones and functionality where you don't know where your phone is. And also save my phone periodically before the battery runs out, which is, I mean, that's actually should have it in by default, but I'm just going to click that now. But these are very convenient features to have. The only gripe that I have right now with the new update is the list. I mean, I'm not even halfway down, I don't think. So these are things that they should really kind of merge into certain apps. You can have tabs within certain links in the settings bar. But right now, I'm really feeling the new feature set with the settings. Okay, we're going to go to backup. This, again, is one of the best parts of the new Windows Phone update. You can back up your apps and settings, your text messages, and your photos and videos. It does this automatically. So let's say you lose your phone, you log in with the Windows account, you move on to a new device. The same apps that you had, the data that was associated with those apps, and your text messages will actually adapt to that new device with a matter of minutes. This definitely helps with data, information, utilizing information that you thought you never would have had. It's definitely convenient to have, and I recommend everyone turn all this onto automatic because you never know what might happen. Backup driving mode. I'm not going to go through that. Quiet hours. That's pretty much everyone knows about that. Advertising ID. Now this is a very cool feature. This pretty much lets certain apps talk to each other via the App Store and getting information about you. That makes it easier to log in. I have it logged in just because for ease of use, but I know people will have the reservations about it. So if you don't want that information spread through those apps and through your Windows Phone store, all you got to do is mark that off and you're safe. And you can also reset your data if you ever feel as if you want to change that. Keyboard, language, region, feedback, speech, phone update, about, Nokia account. Now these are very similar ones that you're used to. Nothing really different here. We have a call and SMS filter. I'm going to accept that. I actually never clicked that before. So you can actually block numbers and block SMS from certain people. You can do this manually instead of doing it via an app from the App Store. So this is cool. Integration is a lot tighter with Windows Phone 8.1. It's more refined and it has more sensible features that an everyday consumer should have. Hopefully other operating systems will adopt this. Certain people like Samsung and HTC differ with those settings, but this should be universal. These are just common sense things that the industry needs to protect the consumer, especially with the whole NSA thing that is going on now, and with just piracy in general. Touch glance network. So these are certain things that you really don't that you need to look at. The main ones are at the top, and the usual ones are at the bottom. But again, this feature set is awesome. I really can't complain about the update in that regard. And I definitely recommend people go through the settings. Take time out of your life to go through all of them. Don't just assume that things are going to be automatically done for you. You have to take into account what the operating system is providing for you. Now I'm going into the multitasking. It's the same. I wouldn't say it's faster, but there is really no app stoppage. It isn't just a screenshot anymore. When I click on something, it goes right to it. It's very similar to the other operating systems, and it's a good thing to have. Yep, there you go. Now in terms of the tiles, like I said, now with the new tile-based 3-column interface, you can actually do 1 size, 2 size, and then 3 size. It's a little bit bigger. But other than that, you're doing pretty good. And that's pretty much it. Those are the main feature sets of the new OS. The notification bar, the new settings with email, Wi-Fi, which is one of my favorites. Have the ability to have 3 columns on your home screen. Adapting to your usage with Cortana. All those things are great. I'm actually going to show you one more thing about Cortana that kind of helps you with certain areas of your life. Remind me to text Thunder E tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Sure. I'll remind you to text Thunder E at 3.
Alright, she completely failed on that one. But pretty much she has, if you haven't seen in the videos before, she has contextual answers and responses to certain things that you asked her to remind you about. So next time I talk to Thunder E, who's our boss man here at Bored at Work, she will come up in a very beautiful way aesthetically with a blue little notification telling you what you need to be reminded about when I'm talking to that person. So Cortana for beta works very well. So she adds a tremendous amount of value already to a great operating system. Windows Phone 8.1 pretty much breaks the barrier of Windows Phone. It was a necessity, it was a long time coming, but now I consider it a main device. I was once a Windows Phone user, I left, and now I'm back in full force. And anyone looking to get the update further on down the road when it's pushed to you, be sure to grab it. And remember to comment in the sections below with any questions that you might have. I'll be happy to answer them. Like, share, favorite the video. Please subscribe to our channel for more great videos if you haven't already. And remember to always enjoy your entertainment. Thanks, guys.